So here I am doing some makeup, and this video is not a tutorial. I guess you could call it a reaction video to things that I've been seeing on YouTube, and what I liked versus what I don't like, and so on and so forth. So my mom died of COVID-19, and I have been remaining at home for the majority of the time unless I need essentials such as picking up anything such as prescriptions or essential items at grocery stores. I'm not going out and partying and not following guidelines. So the reason is such is because my mother was exposed at a nursing home, and she was treated very poorly at the nursing home. And I did a video to talk about it, and I got about 120 something odd views on it. So those individuals are educated on my experience and hopefully have more information in the future as to how to respond if they're put into this predicament where your loved one is placed in a facility that had an active COVID infection but was still admitting patients at a nursing home without notifying us of the situation. So I go on YouTube for entertainment, relaxation, and to try to get my mind off of the harsh realities of what I'm faced. Because at the end of the day, my mom has died, and I'm learning how to cope with being without my mom, who I'm close with. So, beauty gurus has been something that I actually valued because it's a good distraction. I am able to watch maybe a review on products because there are products I can't afford, and the gurus share information on products and talk about things such as dupes and ways to make your makeup look good and so on and so forth, and actually learn how to distract myself while I'm struggling internally with everything that's going on inside my head with losing my mom. So I went online and I saw some issues where people started talking about some famous people in the beauty community. And I wanted to just talk about their reality and their fortunes, good fortunes, versus my reality. So I wake up every morning as a person, and I live in a pretty, standard house, average. I make average income. I'm not a super millionaire living in a mansion where I have security or PR people or anything. And I am just your ordinary person. I also am half Japanese, and my mother was full Japanese, 100% Japanese, and spoke very little English. And I feel that her treatment and her unfair treatment was contributed to the fact that she had trouble speaking English and happened to not be Caucasian. There was no way that the nursing home that was treating her could really offer her the best of care unless they communicated clearly with my father, who was her healthcare proxy and also helped translate information that was difficult to understand. So, you see beauty gurus, and they're very, very lucky people. They live in beautiful houses. They get PR. They get to test out new makeup. And they're very fortunate financially. And many of them happen to be Caucasian. So when they get called out, they do apology videos. And it's really hard as a minority to take the apology seriously. So the reality is you can be sorry all you want to be, but those apologies are meaningless if you don't back it up with action and change. So what are they doing in the background? Well, I don't know. Are you donating to a good cause? Are you talking about your experiences and struggles with COVID-19 or Black Lives Matter or anything of that nature? Or are you doing things because you're financially getting impacted in your wallet and you are losing money and fans, and you never would have behaved like this until you were called out? It seems like reactivity is what I see here. And the rich versus the reality. Well, if you live in a mansion, you're very fortunate. You get to sit there, and if you get pissed off, there's probably things that you can afford to do to have. While I get to sit here, wear my mother's ashes around my neck, and go visit her urn downstairs and talk to her because I miss her. So I don't know what your level of being genuine is. I don't know. But what I do know is there's other things that you can be doing to make society better. So this video is just a representation of my personal opinions of your lifestyle versus mine. I have an average lifestyle, and I still feel very fortunate. But my mother caught COVID-19, was treated poorly, was an Asian woman, and I do feel racism was involved. I can't prove it because it's like pushing a boulder that weighs a ton up this giant hill, and you're fighting this losing battle. And I don't think my mom will ever get justice for the treatment that I believe she received. So, to the beauty gurus who are talking about these trivial things, there's really a lot more serious things out there, like death, like injustice, like racism, like poverty. And you're focusing your intention on something that in the moment isn't really important. So I enjoy watching your videos on things such as makeup, doing tutorials, and things like that. And when you're staying out of the politics in the fights. So I'm kindly asking you as a viewer to stop creating unnecessary stress, because for me, you're taking away something that is a coping skill. Watching makeup is a coping skill. I'm going to not watch those future drama videos because it is meaningless. It doesn't give me anything positive. It reminds me of how society feels about what's important versus what is not. And the video where I talked about my mother's death, I got 125 views. I was psyched. That means maybe there's that many people that are educated. But your videos didn't really do anything but tell a one-sided story on something that really didn't have any positivity to it to create something better in my life. So I hope that you can listen to me as a person and return back to your source, the source of how your video started being established in the first place. Reviewing different makeups, reviewing drugstore makeups versus high-end makeups, because those are the things that I'm looking for so I can be distracted at home while I'm struggling and learning how to cope with having lost a parent in a very, very painful way. So keep that in mind. When you are only focusing things from your perspective, you lose a fan base. Either you create a divide because they take one side, the other fans take another side. And then there's me, who I just want to watch people talk about makeup. And there is a lot of other influencers out there that are staying out of it, and I respect them for that, because they're doing things like, this makeup didn't work for me. My eye shape is this. This is how you do a winged eyeliner. And I've gotten better at makeup because of the techniques that they taught me. And at one point, techniques that you taught me. So try to keep that in mind. There are bigger things out there. And it makes me sad because a lot of the influencers of sorts, you're like the OG, I guess is what the term was called. I don't know. Do you understand that there's more important things out there? I hope that maybe you get the opportunity to open your eyes and see that there's people that are struggling. My mom is dead. And I wake up every morning realizing how she died. And the fact that we had to decide to put her in hospice care. And those are the decisions that I have to try to live with, and I need a distraction from. And your drama and your pain, I can almost guarantee is not equal to the pain of mine, where I'm wearing my mom's ashes with me close to my heart, and a bracelet that says, "Too beautiful for earth, Masai Kinjo Hodges." That's my reality. And there's others with even worse situations that they encounter. So I hope you open your eyes and listen and try returning back to things that you're good at. And that's all I gotta say.